Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Are we up? Looks like up at this end. No idea what you guys saw. I was totally okay. Everything shows green, nothing wrong, no drop frames, no nothing. I'll take blame yesterday because we had a loose cable, but today it's all perfect. I have a new industrial strength grade cable here. Everything plugged in, no Wi-Fi, strong on the internet. Okay, let's go. Anyway, good news, bad news, it's going to be noisy this morning. Yeah, with all due respect, I think it was an error somewhere else. I don't think I was wrong with that. Anyway, let's go. Move the camera so it doesn't bang on the desk, because I'm about to shake the desk a lot. Okay, let's just do this. Here we go. It's winter and the wood and all the tools have shrunk a bit, so any metal fittings get loose once the weather changes. I'll need to put a bit of tape under there. Yes, paper's out. Thank you for reminding me, but yes, it's out. And they're doing the New Year's cards, the New Year's print, sorry. Just 3 batches came out this morning. Even on weekend, people are working. Nobody's asked what this block is. I thought somebody would be curious about it. It's a replacement. It's not a replacement block. This is the background block for this year's print. The January print. I can't see. Glasses on, glasses off. Let's pop up the image. Oops, not that one. This one. Hey, it's next year's January's print. The print is going to be issued in a couple of weeks. This was the original block we carved for the background, and the orange gradation in the middle is going to go here, the gradation at the bottom is going to go here, the gradation at the top goes here. All very nice package, snow carved just once. But it turns out, and we suspect it might be the case, the wood grain pattern is a little bit too distinct. I don't know if we can see it here. It's not the kind of wood that we would normally like to use. It has a pronounced straight up and down grain. Now I thought when I picked this wood, I didn't have a whole lot to choose from, but I thought when I picked it, it'd be okay. The printers can hide the grain, and so they can. But because this block gets printed so many times, it gets printed once, twice, 3 times. When you print the same block multiple times, even if you're really careful, the grain starts to come out. So what Sugi-san found in her test printing was the sky area above the temple here on the sample on the left. The sky area was having vertical streaks in it. So what we're going to do is to help simplify their work and minimize the number of spoiled copies. We've got the back side of this, and it's got a similar grain, but it's got a grain in a different pattern. The lines are in a different place. So I'm going to cut another block to repeat this. So we're going to have 2 blocks exactly the same, and she'll use this one for the middle piece, the orange piece. Then she'll probably print the sky lightly here and lightly here. And the grain pattern, because it's different on each one, will cancel out and we'll have a smooth sky. It's a lot of trouble, but because we just can't get good wood these days. So it's going to be a duplicate of the sky block, the background block. Which means I had to get the snow in exactly the right place. It's carved now. I think we probably hit it. Only one way to find out. Questions, questions. Just now trying to get to some of this. Okay, while you talk about titles, I have to decide like this afternoon now, because the web pages are probably going to be ready this afternoon tonight. I have to decide on the title for this next year's series. I still haven't got a good title for the series for next year's set. The snow in this new block could be bigger so you don't risk covering the existing pattern. No, it doesn't work like that. If we're going to use the same block twice and one has small and one has large, they're going to show as an overlap. Remember, this is a hole. The snow are holes. So the smallest one will be determining what size they are. But I need a title, not for the print, I need a title for the series. The series, for 1 year series. The print is easy, whatever, Snow to Saxa, that's something, whatever, nothing. I need a good title for the series. And the working title for the past couple of months has been Journeys in Japan. But, like, that's used all over the net, namely NHK and other places. So we need a title for the series. Yeah, what's the series going to be about? It's just views. It's landscapes. Jed is going to create 12 landscapes. We're not going to stick with famous places. Now, this first one happens to be a very famous place, the Sensoji Temple here in Asakusa. But in general, they are going to be generic places. They're going to be generic locations. You can't identify them. So it's not 12 famous places in Japan. It's almost random. It's going to cover basically a seasonal feel. They're going to come out like the first one is winter, the next one is going to be deep snow skiing, the third one is going to be springtime in a park. So they're generally seasonal in touch, but they won't be famous places. So it's not you know, a famous tour around Japan. It's kind of Jed's 12 sketches of somewhere in Japan on the seasons, you know, whatever. And they're going to be quiet. For the most part, they're really going to be quiet prints. I'm a bit afraid of that, and the series might just be, quote, boring, unquote. So it's not adventure, not action, nothing noted. Just going to try and make the prints as beautiful as we can. But it may be very quiet, and it may be verging on boring. I don't know. We'll see. really would like to use Journeys in Japan, but it's kind of used all over the place. NHK has a program with that name. Other people, whenever people put up a little homemade video of their trip, they frequently call it Journeys in Japan. So it's used everywhere. The other thing about the set is the prints are all going to be images that don't actually exist. Jed isn't taking these from photographs. He didn't walk down the street here in Asakusa and shoot that picture. This scene doesn't exist. They're all completely created. The places exist, but the scenes that you're going to see don't exist. The ones that we've teased so far, the woman in the bath, the ski slopes, the walking the Nakasendo, The places exist, but the scenes don't. So this isn't like Jed didn't walk around taking pictures or sitting there for hours sketching a specific location. They're constructed images, of specific places, but he's tried to create a certain mood for each place. So. In my case, when I did that set of travel pictures, they were actual real locations. You could go back and see the exact place. And if you went back at the same time of year or something, you could see that exact scene. The rocks are the same rocks, and the waves are the same waves, and whatever. That was a real thing that I did when I did my own, Japan scenery thing. But these are not like this. This one the Asakura, you can go to that place, but most of the other ones will not be a specific place you could find. In that sense, it's kind of like the old Tokaido pictures from Hiroshige. All through the years, people have tried to find the exact locations he used. You know, even back in the old days, people tried to recreate his Tokaido set. Once photography came along in the late 1800s, you know, and you can't find them. The places, he didn't actually sit there and sketch a specific place. They're just moods and impressions of a place rather than a specific, there's a mountain, there's a tree, there's a building. The question about Hiroshige and the Tokaido, whether he ever went down it, early researchers and stuff, of course, went on the assumption that he'd actually traveled the road. I guess there was some leftover diaries and letters and stuff, whatever, that showed he had been assigned the job of going down there, along with the party that was traveling the road. So the assumption is, of course, he went with that party and came back and did his sketching along the way and whatever. And later research, this is within the past couple of decades or something, people have studied his diaries a little bit more intently. He left a lot of diaries and paperwork. And a lot of those were destroyed in the war, but I guess they'd been copied before the damage, and the diaries still exist in content, if not in paper. Anyway, when people try to put together the dates and times of where he was and all that sort of stuff, it turns out that it looks like he went halfway down and then turned around and came back. So he saw half the Tokaido, the assumption is, and then he never got to the Kyoto end of it. So the ones from that point on are totally imaginary. And I don't know. I don't know myself. I'm just repeating what I've read about this research. Well, I could believe it if he didn't go there. It doesn't matter, you know. It's just generic mountains. who knows, maybe years from now, researchers will be looking at our series here, JID series, and trying to trace JID's diaries and looking through old emails and figure out what day was he there. Just look at this. Whatever. Okay, I think we're ready on this. Ready for Suga-san and the gang to do some testing. Suga-san is not here today. Oh wait, is she? No. Who's in today? Yeah, she's in today. She'll be testing on this block this morning, so she needs this today. Put a bit of a scratch in there. Better be careful. Oops. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. She's going to be angry. She's going to be angry. Okay, it's ready for her to do her test printing. This isn't cleaned out yet, look at this. Okay, looks good. Okay, get that out of the way so that they can get to work today. Let's move on. And you know what's next? Continuing to work on our lady. Okay, where are we?